Your ancestors never struggled with their weight because they lived in a very different world indeed. Scientists digging up ancient bones find no signs of obesity among people from 10,000 years ago. It is not because those ancient people ate less food, for they actually ate quite plenty indeed. The real reason is something that almost nobody talks about when discussing our modern health struggles today. Picture a hunter-gatherer who is finishing a massive meal by the light of a flickering campfire tonight. He is completely full and even stuffed, just like you feel after a big Thanksgiving dinner meal. But here is the twist, because tomorrow he might have to eat absolutely nothing at all instead. There's no fridge, no snacks, and no backup plan. It is a body built to store fat fast and then burn it quite efficiently when needed later. But that same body today is unfortunately working against you because your environment has changed so much. Because now the food in your fridge never runs out, not even for a single day ever. So your ancient survival machine just never shuts off and continues to store energy for lean times. By the end of this, you will understand exactly why. Let us go way back in time to about 2 million years ago to start here. Early humans walked for many miles every single day because they really had no other choice then. Hunting took many hours and sometimes even days to complete with no guaranteed reward for their work. Sometimes the hunt failed completely, and that happened a lot throughout their difficult lives in the wild. Hunger was not, but every now and then they had a massive kill which provided a true feast for everyone, and his body knew exactly what to do with all of that extra energy from the meal. He had to store it very fast as body fat to use as future fuel for later. His whole body was a perfectly tuned machine designed to survive cycles of feast and famine life. Here's the part that changes everything you thought you ever knew about your own human body. That incredible fat storing ability was not a flaw, but rather it was a stroke of genius. It is the reason your ancestors survived harsh ice ages and long droughts throughout their difficult existence. The body was so incredibly efficient. Then what actually went wrong for us today? Time is what changed, and it changed very fast in the grand scheme of human evolution overall. About 10,000 years ago, something huge happened when humans first began the practice of farming land. Suddenly their food supply did not depend on luck, but it depended on planting seeds and waiting. Food became much more reliable and more constant, while being far less of a gamble than before. But his body did not get the memo at all because his genetics remained exactly the same. He was still built for feast or famine, and he still is built that way right now. Then in the blink of an evolutionary eye, we saw the rise of modern food manufacturing factories. Suddenly calories were available everywhere as they became cheap and fast and seemingly endless for all people. And here is the big kicker, because these foods are engineered to be completely irresistible to us. Sugar and fat together hit your brain's reward system very hard to make you want more food. Your ancestors never had to resist this kind of temptation because it simply did not exist then. Wait, it gets even more interesting when we start to talk about how you move your body. You rarely move your body anymore because modern life makes everything so easy to reach today here. Do you find that understanding your biological history changes how you view your own daily health habits? Our ancestors lived very different lives than we do today because their environment was much more dangerous. Science feast or famine rhythm created a unique body that was built to store and burn energy. Today our fridges are always full, so that ancient survival machine inside us never actually turns off. Let us go back about 2 million years to see how early humans lived and survived daily. This amazing ability to store fat was not a flaw, but a brilliant way to ensure survival. That powerful combination of fast metabolism
And so,
and
as
efficient
you can
storage
see,
kept
it's
our
really
ancestors
quite
alive
simple.
through many difficult years. So if their bodies were so efficient, why do we struggle so much with our modern health? The world changed very quickly, but our internal biology remained exactly the same as it was before. About 10,000 years ago, humans discovered farming, which made the food supply much more reliable indeed. Food was no longer a gamble, but our bodies did not receive that memo about the change. Genetically, we are still built for the ancient feast or famine cycle that existed so long ago. Then, in the blink of an evolutionary eye, factories began to produce
Oh,
calories
a
that were
tiger.
incredibly cheap.
How cute.
Suddenly, food was available everywhere, and it was engineered to be completely irresistible to our hungry brains. Sugar and fat together hit our reward systems hard in ways that our ancestors never experienced before. They never had to resist processed snacks because those types of foods did not exist back then. Now we talk about movement, which is something else that has changed drastically for our modern society. We rarely move our bodies anymore because modern life makes everything so easy to reach for us. We sit at desks, we ride in cars, and we use machines to do our hard labor. Our bodies are designed to walk, run, and lift, but we spend most of our time sitting. This lack of movement means we are not burning the calories we consume during our daily meals. The mismatch between our ancient bodies and our modern lives causes the struggles we face with weight. We have an evolutionary survival machine that expects us to be active hunters in a wild environment. Instead, we find ourselves living in a sedentary world where high-calorie food is always within reach. This is why so many people today struggle to maintain a healthy weight despite their best efforts. Your body is literally working against you because it is trying to survive a famine that never. It thinks it needs to hold on to every single calorie because the next season might be lean. But the lean season
This is a
never
special
comes
icon.
because the grocery store
Let me
is
show you
always
how it
open
works.
for your next purchase. This internal conflict is the reason behind many of the health issues we see in modern society. So what is the fix for this ancient problem that affects so many people in the world? The secret is to mimic the natural rhythms that our ancestors experienced during their time on Earth. We must introduce periods of time where we do not consume food to reset our biological clock. Intermittent fasting is a simple way to allow your body to burn its stored fat for energy. When you stop eating for a set window, your body switches from storage mode to burn mode. This mimics the feast or famine cycle that kept our ancestors lean and healthy for many years. You also need to increase your physical movement to match the level of activity humans once maintained. You do not need to run a marathon every single day to see a real positive change. Just walking more and lifting heavy things will send signals to your body that you are active. This movement helps your muscles use the energy you consume instead of storing it as extra fat. Combine these two strategies and you will align your modern lifestyle with your ancient powerful survival machine. It is not about fighting your body, but rather working with the design it has always had. Listen to what your biology needs and provide it with the natural environment it was designed for. You have the power to change your health by understanding the history of your own human body. It is a simple shift in mindset that can lead to incredible results for your own life. Stop viewing your body as the enemy and start viewing it as a partner in your health. You are the architect of your own well-being, regardless of the world that surrounds you today. Take back control of your health by honoring the ancient signals that still live within your cells. The fix is not complicated, but it does require a commitment to living in a better way. Change your habits, change your movement, and you will see your body return to its natural state. Your ancestors would be proud of you for mastering the environment that you live in today now. You are finally working with your design, and that is where the true health success will begin. Consistency is the final key to unlocking the potential that has been dormant for far too long. Take these lessons and apply them to your daily life, starting with your very next simple meal. You now have the knowledge to overcome the struggles that have plagued humanity for so many years.